So, good afternoon to everyone. Yesterday we have discussed the loops, loop and the loop, followed by while control structure, and for control structure as discussed. And also we have taken some introductory part of cursor, how a cursor will be, what is a cursor, and how a cursor will be declared, and how a cursor will be taken to activate and execution. So, what are the different kinds of steps which are involved while taking into consideration of this cursor? Okay, these things have been taken in the previous class, and and cursor will be so. Before going to take the cursor, so we just again quick walkthrough regarding to the steps of cursor here. The cursor must be declared. First step is the cursor must be declared. Second step is open the particular cursor and fetch the data from the cursor. You have to fetch the particular data from the cursor, and after fetching, you have to perform your own operations based on the business logic. Whatever the logic you are supposed to implement, yes, you can implement it. And after completion of your implementation, then you have to close the cursor. Then I have to close the cursor. So totally 5 steps are there. Fourth step is changed from one particular problem to another problem. Sometimes problem will be given some other way, and sometimes problem will be given some other way. So based on the problem, so fourth step will be dependent. And so first step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 5 are always common for every cursor. Now, so wanted to create a cursor. So this is the syntax. Cursor name is subquery. You can take your subquery. So based on the specific subquery, yes, it could be able to open that particular. Create that particular cursor. And obviously, the cursor will be a private work area where whatever the data which is pertaining with the particular subquery, that particular data will be copied from your table to the private work area called cursor. Then after the creation of cursor gets over, then you have to take this particular statement in the begin section of PL SQL program, that is open cursor. You have to open it, and you will be after opening is it's completed, then you will be fetch the data from the cursor. You have to fetch the data from cursor by using fetch statement. After fetching is gets over, you can perform your own operations, and after that you have to close that particular cursor. So these are the sequence of operations. So before going to perform this one, let us do some kind of activity. Then we could understand what exactly the cursor will be. So let me create a small table. AMR class. AMR class. Yeah, it has been connected. Then you can see set operations. Set lines 300. Set pages 50. Then select everything from TAB. Already we have defined some kind of tables here. So let me consider this particular student. Otherwise, you can take a student exam. Let me take this particular table. So I'd like to student exam and student result. Let me create one more table here. So that is first one is student exam. So let us describe STUD underscore EXAM. So what is the description? Yes, so registered number is there, and there are several number of subjects: subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, and so on. Number of subjects are there here. So we do have some kind of data with this particular table. Let us examine. Select everything from STUD underscore EXAM. FRO, yeah, missed. Yeah, some data is available. So some particular data is available here. Let us work out this particular data. How this particular data will be gets worked out here. Let us check it out. This one. So let me delete from STUD EXAM where RAGD underscore LO is equal to 45. Let me eliminate this one. Yeah, eliminated. Then some null values are there. Delete from STUD underscore exam where SUB4 is null. Where exactly it could be null, I'd like to delete them. Two rows are deleted. So let us select everything from STUD underscore exam. Yeah, still more. Still more null values are there here. So delete from the table where RAGD underscore NO equal to 505. Okay. STUD underscore exam. So what is the mode of this cursor here is, this is the data which is already existed with me. This is the data which is already existed with me. And let me create one more table. The table is student grade. So let me create a table. Table name is STUD underscore grade. Okay, student grade. So this one REGD underscore NO registered number, which is number of what is size. Let me number of 4. Number of 4, that is the size actually. Then followed by, so next item will be, what is that? Total marks, number of, let me consider some 3. Then followed by ABC marks, average marks, number of some 5 comma 2, followed by grade, number of, character of some 2. Otherwise, varchar 2 of 2. Varchar 2. Okay. Look at this, select everything from so STUD underscore grade. But do you have any data here? No data. Nothing is there with us. Then what is the point which we'd like to consider here is, I'd like to consider, so just to create a cursor on this particular table. On this particular table, we have to create a cursor. And then, so if you run the cursor, obviously the total marks, average marks, and the grade of the particular student will be calculated, and the calculated data will be pushed into this particular table, pushed or placed into this particular table. The table is student underscore grade. Okay, so that is the agenda of us. So let us insert some more rows here. Not EMP, sorry, STUD underscore EXIM, where what we have to do? REGD underscore NO equal to 503, then 507. Let me enter fresh values here. Insert into table name is, let me introduce some values here. STUD underscore exam values. The first one is RAGD underscore NO. The second one is, so what is second one? Subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, and so on. So SUB 1, comma, SUB 2, comma, SUB 3, SUB 4, SUB 5. It is ampersand actually, ampersand SUB 5. Let me introduce the values for this one. Let me introduce. So 502 is already there, 503. Then, one row is created, 504. 505. 506. Then subject marks will be 45, something like this. Okay, however, so totally select everything from STUD underscore exam. Let us consider these are the values. Now, what is the point which we'd like to consider here is, so you have to calculate the total average and grade of each and every student based on this data. After calculating all those, you have to push the data to student underscore stud underscore grade. Okay, so that is the point. So ed, I hope that we have written some particular program previously which is used to create some kind of grade here. So stud, I think. No, it is not. Just one moment, please. stu1. No. stu12, I think. No. Okay, however, let me prepare. There is no problem at all. So ed, so stu underscore cu1, student cursor. Yes, I'd like to prepare this one here for primary. Okay, what are the variables which we have to required? So that could be taken declaration part, declare. The first one is you have to create a cursor. So cur, sur. So cursor name is stud underscore cur, student cursor is select everything could be selected from, so stud underscore exam. So that is the table name. Whatever the data which is available with everything, so that particular table, everything will be copied to the private work area, which is called cursor. The name of cursor as far as this particular point is stud underscore cu. After that, I'd like to create one particular variable. So stud underscore rec, student record. Okay, student record, which is being taken stud underscore exam. That is the table name. Percentile row type. Okay, as like a structure, what we have created a particular structure in C. Similarly, here also we have been created. Okay, the same point of view is going to be created here. Then temporary total, otherwise total. The variable name is total, which is I don't know what is the definition of this particular total in student grade. So that so stud underscore grade dot tot. I don't know whether it is a tot or some other. Let me go ahead and check it out. Tot marks, tot underscore marks percentile type. Whatever the type you have been defined, for so that the student, I mean tot underscore marks, the same type will be assigned to tot, total, ave, RAGE, average. So here also same kind of thing which is going to be took place here, but here ABZ marks, I think it is. Yeah, ABZ marks. ABG marks percentile type, and GRADE. So here also the same thing has been defined here. Grade percentile type. GRADE percentile type. Yes, variable declaration is gets over, and our data is there with the table. Okay, we have been copied to the private work area, that is cursor. So stud underscore cu1. So cursor declaration is over, and the required number of variables also taken. Then we have to begin the work. Begin, what we are supposed to do, before going to take this one, you have to open the cursor. So open stud underscore cu1. Yes, cursor has been opened. Then you must get the data from the cursor. So you have to get one by one row from the cursor. So therefore, I'd like to take to get the data from the huge number of rows from the cursor. Let me work out with the loop. Okay, loop. So fetch, fetch into. So what is the syntax for fetch here? So look at this, where it is. Fetch cursor name into, so row type. Fetch cursor name is stud underscore cu1. This is my cursor name. From that particular cursor, I'd like to fetch one row of data, and where I have to place stud underscore res. Okay, student record. And immediately, what is the next position? You have to check that whether so really data has been fetched from the cursor properly or not. Exit when so stud underscore cur percentile not found. Really, it is not found. NOTFOUND, not found. Really, it is not found. Then it could be exited. So the data will be, sorry, the cursor will be gets exited. Otherwise, it will continue. It will continue. So this is the immediate statement which we have to check for the cursor. Okay. After taking this one, then you have to write your business logic. What is our business logic here? We need to identify total. So total, the variable total equal to, so std record, because all the data, whatever the data which has been fetched from the table to cursor, it is available with this one. Std rec dot sub1, okay, plus stud, so stud, so record dot sub2, stud record dot sub3, and stud data record dot sub subject 4, and finally the subject 5. Yes, I have been calculated. I have been calculated the sum. Sorry, total. Then what next we are supposed to do? So we are supposed to do average. AVE, average will be equal to, so TOTAL divided by 5.0. Totally, so 5 subjects are there. We have to take into consideration. Then, so how to calculate the grade here? So the grade calculation will be seen in such a way. So how could you calculate this one here is, if student record dot subject 1 is less than 40, the or, so student record dot subject 2 is less than 40, or any one of these will be gets less than 40, then obviously the problem will be gets raised. So let me write in line by line format. There is no problem. Oracle will accept you to write line by line form. So this one is so student record dot subject 3 is less than 40, or, okay, it will accept you to write like this. There is no problem at all. It is not so continue to display with single line, then you can make them into so many different lines. Or so less than 40, and subject 5 is, so subject 5 is less than 40. Then either of these conditions will be gets true. Obviously, the student will be under fail. Okay, then the grade will be, so what is that variable? Grade. Grade is equal to, so the grade will be fail. Yes, ELSIF. Here it is ELSIF. LSIF. LSIF. So AVE is greater than or equal to 40, and AVE average is less than or equal to 49. Then what exactly we are trying to consider here? You may be get some grade will be equal to, so D. Okay, 40 to 49, you maybe get something like that. Then you maybe get so 40 D. And greater than or equal to 50 and less than or equal to 59, you maybe get some C. Okay, greater than or equal to, so 60 and less than, so 69, you maybe get so D. Okay, then greater than or equal to 70 and less than 79, so 79, you maybe get A. So greater than or equal to 80, and you maybe get 89, so 89, so you maybe get so yes grade. So okay, else if all these things will be gets failed, then what is the grade of this particular student? Grade of this particular student is outstanding work. Okay, yes, everything is completed. Business logic is right away from here to here. This everything will be called as business logic. So for student calculation, so subject average and percentage calculation will be seems like this, so that we have implemented in this part. Okay. Then after completion of everything, where should we have to insert this data? So insert into stud underscore grade The first one is student record dot student where it is STUD REC student record dot registered number. So that is the value which has been taken from REGD underscore and work. The table base table directly. Base table is STUD underscore exam is the base table. From that we have to calculate, take the calculation. Then followed by what is next one? I do not remember what I have created. So just wait for 1 minute. Next one is total marks, average marks, and the grade. The next one is total marks. Total marks is there with the PO, TAL, and then AVE, RAGE is for average, grade is for grade. Okay. Yes, everything has been taken. Then, so you will be considered that one record has been successfully completed by taking this business logic. Okay, using this particular entire business logic, so one record has been completed. Then how could you take second record? Second record in the sense when end loop will be gets executed. So this end loop will be goes to loop back one more time, and it can be fetch the data and checking that whether one row of data has been fetched properly or not. If it is fetched properly, then this business logic is being executed properly. Okay. So yes, we have been operate this particular kind of loop for several number of times until end of the cursor has been reached. So after exiting out of this particular loop, what we are supposed to do? We just close the cursor name STUD underscore CU1. You have to close it. You have to close it, and your problem also gets solved. In this way, you have to write your write your program. So let me make them into list of 3 lines so that you could see this one somewhat less program, I mean, tiny program. Okay. In this way, you can write your particular program here. Okay. Save this particular program, complete program, and execute it for a while. Okay, let me save this one and close this particular program. So let me say @STU underscore CUR. Where it is insert into what is the values. The keyword values has been missed. Insert into so the table name followed by values has been missed. Sorry for that. VALUES values. The keyword values has been missed. Therefore, many subject 5 SUB5 also gets missed here. So look at this. Subject 4, subject 5 is SUB5 must be there here. So therefore, that is the problem with the last one. Look at this. Where the problem will be SUB5. Yeah, SUB5. Everything is correct. Yeah, everything is correct only. So let me execute one more time. Identifier STUD cursor must be SUTD. Okay. Spelling mistake. I have created as STUD, but I have taken as STUD. Okay, where it is? Here. Where it is? Somewhere else it has been missed. STUD CUR. Yes, here. STUD, close STUD CUR. Execute this one forever. Yes, your procedure is successfully completed. So it could be displayed such kind of errors in such a way, then you could identify very easily and you can perform or you can debug the bug which is available with you. Okay. So your procedure has been successfully completed, but there is no output which has been displayed here. Then where you could find the output? With the look at this. Select everything from STUD underscore exam. This is the actual table which we have taken. Then select everything from STUD underscore grade. This is the output table. Look at this. Oh, many people have paid. So 32, then here also 32, 23, then here also 25, so that the people have paid. So one particular person has got C grade. However, okay. So this is the data which we have to run with cursor. So the problem of cursor. Okay, let me work on that particular cursor for a while, then you can see. In this way, you have written the cursor. So first of all, you have to create the cursor. This is the way you can create the cursor. After creating the cursor, you just open this particular cursor. After opening, you just fetch the data from the cursor. You have to fetch the data from the cursor. And the fetch will be success or not. You have to check it out using this one. If it is success, then business logic will be gets implemented. After implementation of business logic is gets over, then you have to insert the data to the target table. Whatever the table you are expected, you have to insert that to that particular table. And then finally, after completion of fetching of all rows from the cursor, then you have to close it. Then you have to close it. So this is the way you can run. Of course, you do have intermediate variables. First one is after the creation of the cursor, if you fetch the data, where you have to place within this particular row time. Okay, a structured variable can be created by you. So whatever the structure you have been created for the base table where the cursor has been created. So for that, as like as the row has been also be there. Then followed by, are there any necessary variables to be taken into consideration? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, you can take those kind of variables and you can perform your own business logic. They have to finish up the cursor. While writing this particular field SQL program, so I have been typed this particular program very fastly so that topographical mistakes were existed. So you have to type very carefully. So don't go for many number of errors so that you will get confused. In this way, you have to write this cursor. So what is the problem? What is the pitfall of this cursor? Let us see. What is the pitfall of this particular cursor? Let us see. You can see 503 in original table 503, 4, 5, 6, 1 and 2. Everything will be there here. Everything has been calculated. Right? Everything has been calculated. Well and good. If I would insert one more row, just wait for a while. Where the I'd like to take and insert two more rows to the table. For example, two more rows to the base table, that is student exam, using this command. So let me say 506. Let me say 507. Subject 1 89, 89, then 78, then 56, then 78. Yeah, extra row has been created. 509, 508, 56. 30, okay, 45, 89, 78, and 56. And one more row, let me say that is 509. So some rows have been created. So if you run, after creation of everything, if you run, let me say select everything from stud underscore exam. Actually, three more rows have been introduced, 7, 8, and 9. All these three rows have been introduced into this particular table. Now let us examine, select everything from stud underscore grade. If we take this particular table, this is the data which has been already existed within this particular data, because previously we have run this particular cursor for a while. Now I thought that yes, three more rows have been introduced into this table. Let me run the cursor one more time. Let me see what is the status of student grade. So I have introduced three more rows extra to this particular table, so that I'd like to calculate total average and grade of these students based on 507, 508, and 509 students. So let me run the cursor one more time here. So at the rate stud underscore cur, let me run this particular thing for a while. Then what would be the output of stud underscore grade? Because after the business logic has been done, everything will be transferred to, inserted to our actual table, that is student underscore grade. Let us see. Stud underscore, unable to open the file. Why? What is the stud underscore? Stu only, sorry. So our cursor name is stu only, not stud. Sorry. Okay, your procedure is successfully completed. Procedure is successfully completed. Let us see what is the data in grade. Oh, duplicates. 503 has been calculated for one more time. 504 has been calculated for second time. 505 has calculated for second time, and so on. Newly introduced rows will be 507, 8, 9 will be so for first time. Remaining everything will be in okay, this is the problem. So cursor will be duplicates for every running. If you run the cursor one more time, for example, if you run the cursor one more time, okay, one more time, if you run the cursor, for example, I would like to run this cursor for one more time. Look at this, procedure has been successfully completed. Then you will open this grade. Yes, you can see. So 503 first time. So second time, where it is 503 second time and 503 third time. 3 times you have run, so that the data will be taken from the base table for 3 times and it could be calculated. So this is the basic problem. Okay. So user must be run the cursor. User must be run the cursor so that while running this cursor, while running this particular cursor, there is a huge problem with the cursor. Then what is the remedial measure for this one? Okay, to not replicate this many number of times, what is the remedial measure? So just to open ed stu underscore cur. First of all, you have to delete everything from the target table. What is our target table? Target table is so stud underscore grade. This is the target table, right? So first of all, you have to delete everything from this table. Delete from so target table. Yeah, everything has been deleted. Then apply for commit. Apply for commit. So immediately the data has been, whatever the deletions you have made, they will be permanent. So nothing, no data will be available with that so table. Then you have to save this one and at the rate stu. So before that, you'd like to check it out. What is the data? 24 rows of data is there with stud grade. Okay. Then at the rate stu cur procedure is successfully completed. Now you could get the proper data. Duplication cannot be there at this moment because previous data has been deleted. Since previous data has been deleted, so that you could not have any what is that? Duplication of data will be not existed since you have deleted data. So in this way, the cursor is going to be gets executed. So time is very less. Let me take your admins first. Then let me take your admins first. Sorry, right? Yeah. So let me continue. Your admins are taking. I have taken your admins. Okay. Look at this. Look at this particular point. So this is the problem here. So continuously, before going to execute your cursor, before going to fetch and execute your cursor, so what we are trying to do? Where is this? What we are trying to do? Sorry. What we are trying to do here, continuously we have been operating two extra operations there. So one is DML operation, that is delete everything from target table, then followed by operate commit. Okay, so two different operations will be gets operated by you. So it could be somewhat time taking process. Okay, commit will be taken huge amount of time after completion of triggers. Let me explain what is commit. Okay, so time taking process, this is very huge time taking process. So to avoid such kind of confusions, people have created one more data object, I mean procedural object. That object is trigger. So if you consider any rifle or pistol, if you press the trigger, what would be happen? Automatically the bullet will become. Okay. Similarly here also, if you invoke or if you execute any DML operation except select, any DML operation except select. So let me say, so insert will be gets happen, or update will be gets happen, or delete can be gets happen. Any one of these operations will be gets happen. Obviously, the trigger which was created on the table will be automatically fired. You need not to execute it. Automatically it could be fired. Automatically it could be executed. So that is the specialty of the trigger. Triggers are very important in databases. Using triggers without user intervention, automatically certain number of statements are going to execute. Certain number of statements are going to executed without user intervention. Okay, without user, application again and again, so automatically it could be gets executed. So that is the importance of this trigger. Basically, the definition of trigger is very tedious. So we need to know. So what is the importance of this trigger? So only 2 more minutes are there with me. Let me give you some quick review of insert, update, and delete operations here. So I have a table. Let me say std underscore exam. There is a table with me. Std underscore exam. So before insertion, do you have any data? Let me trying to introduce this particular data into this one. Insert into table name is std underscore exam. So values. Okay. So time being, let us consider it could be always follow the rules and regulations of key attributes. For example, so this is the data which I would like to introduce. 510 some marks. Okay. So like this, 5 marks have been taken into consideration. These are the marks which have been taken. So before enter this particular data, before execute this particular data, could you identify 50, 510, 98, 98, 65? No. Before insertion, so the new rows data cannot be existed. Okay, data cannot be existed. Not available. Not available in the table. It could not be there. Okay, insertion could not be available. After insertion, for example, after operation, after insertion, do you have this particular data with the table? Do you have this particular data to the table? Yes, data will be available. Yes, yes, data will be available. Okay, so data could be available. Then let me take before again. Before updation, so do you have any data? What I am trying to update, so the data will be available within the table. Yes, if data will be existed only, I could able to update the data. Otherwise, I could not. Okay. After update, so after next operation is after update. So do you have any data? Yes, again, data table will be. Data will be available. Okay. Then deletion. Before delete, do you have any data? So I am trying to delete this particular item. So that is 510 and all those things which was introduced just before. I want to delete this one. So before deletion, so the data is available. Yes, it could be available. Without availability of data, how could you delete? So it is not possible to delete without having any data. After deletion, do you have such kind of data with you? What you have deleted that could be available or not? No, it cannot. No, it cannot. Okay, it cannot be available. So here it is. No, not available in the table. So these are the points which we have to remember. These points are very important for us. Since based on these points only, trigger will be get worked out. Okay, the trigger will be get worked out based on before and after. Before insertion, after insertion, before update, after update, before delete, after delete. Based on these, yes, it could be executed. Okay. Tomorrow I shall continue. The time is up.